Yeah, let's go to this one. We can go really far back. Yeah, it like, seems like forever ago. These two photo albums are a lot from when I was in the Marine Corps. So Marine Corps was like 91 to 01 kind of time frame. Cuba. Somalia pics. That's me at the embassy in Kabul by the seal. And then this picture here, this is post-Marine Corps. This is when I was working at the embassy. We were sitting and the back doors to that armored truck were open and pointing towards what was Southgate. And when that V-bid went off, shit starts hitting, shit's like hitting the hood of the truck. I'm like, I remember just kind of looking and I'm like, well, what the fuck is that? And it was, debris, there was chunks of metal, but then there was like a couple chunks of like person. Seeing stuff you're never gonna see, seeing body parts, seeing people shot, seeing people, Somalia, thinking back to that was the first time I actually saw a body that had been blown apart. I never thought it was a problem for me. I was always able to take it, put it away, compartmentalize it, and not really let it affect me. So I think. Now, I can't help but wonder, like my therapist, she's like, yeah, we haven't even started talking about like some really hard stuff that I already kind of think affects you, but like you don't even realize is affecting you yet. So I haven't even gotten into that. Like I'm not there yet. I joined the military in 1991. I was tired of my parents telling me what to do, so I joined the Marine Corps. In all actuality, I always wanted to be in the military and signed up for 6 years right out of the gate because it was just the plan to always stay. Lots of training, deployments overseas. Then after a little while, I actually hurt my shoulder, had to have surgery, ended up hurting my shoulder again. So they ended up med boarding me out of the Marine Corps. A few months later, September 11th happens. Here something happens. This is what I've spent my whole life training for. All I did for a few months was try to go back in. But of course, my reenlistment code being medical and what it wasn't gonna happen. That was hard. Even now it's hard, a ton of years later. Fast forward to late 2008, I got the line on a contracting job overseas. And I was like, here it is, here's my opportunity to kind of pick back up where I left off. While I was working in Afghanistan the first couple times, there were several events, mainly involving vehicle-borne IEDs that ended up rocking my world pretty good. Jennifer and I talking about it, my personality changed at that point.
We met in high school. Yep. He had a great sense of humor. Could always make me laugh and smile. When he came back, his personality was a lot different. And I just happened to be doing a job that was talking to somebody who was talking about TBIs. And I was kind of like putting two and two together that I was like, wow, this really kind of describes what it seems like he's going through, like this big personality shift. He was just like a totally different person.
Then the job, as happens with contract jobs, one day you have it, the next day it's gone, and you're home and you're out of work. Unfortunately, that was the middle of the recession. In Northern Ohio, not a lot of jobs. Ended up having to declare bankruptcy, which really kind of crushed me and definitely wounded Jen. because up until that point, like, we'd never been late on a payment, missed a bill, anything.
That was pretty rough. Everyone says they want to hire veterans, and he kept trying to apply to all these different places and getting turned down and turned down and turned down. And then, we couldn't afford anything. And I think that was really the worst part for him. You could just tell he kind of felt lost in the world. He didn't know what he should do from there.
I had a friend of mine who was a physician. I was talking to him, and he's like, "Hey, man, let's put you on an antidepressant and let's try and get you like a little calm down and mellow it out." That medication had a huge part in becoming suicidal. That whole period of like late 2009 all the way until like 2011 was less legitimately the darkest part of my life. Between losing my job, the bankruptcy, not finding a job, shame, guilt, frustration, desperation, and the medication, it broke me at that point. I just decided that it was time. I just didn't have it in me anymore.
I didn't learn a lot about all of his troubles until recently. We know the numbers, we know the stats. And if you have a friend that needs you and you can't help them, it's painful. You feel like you kind of add to that. I wasn't paying attention, and it really did break my heart to know that he was hurting so bad, and I couldn't support him. Yeah, that's why it makes me emotional. I'm glad he's still here, man.
Told Jen I was going up to the store. No intention of going to the store. There was a nursery, commercial, like plant nursery. Went there just because it was quiet. It was peaceful. I was driving when she realized that the pistol was gone. I remember ignoring her, like not answering the call for a while. Then I did. My wife, love her to death. We've been together like 31 years, and she's legit the only person that's always believed in me. So even though I was tired and I was cool with it, I decided not to completely give up at that moment. It wasn't just that day that she saved me. It was how she was through everything. I can't ever repay her for it. Not that I need to repay her, but especially now, it makes me try harder. When I first learned about the R&R program, I was actually sitting on the toilet in the bathroom. I had messaged Sarah, and she was like, here's a new program, it's called R&R, and she sent me like the link to it, videos and stuff, and I got it while I was sitting on the toilet in the morning. No kidding, like, I sat there, it was a long time, two hours at least, probably even a little bit more. So I'm like watching the videos for R&R, I'm like researching all this stuff and watching it again. And it was like, holy crap, like this is everything I've been dreaming of. Not to sound cheesy, but crazy. Like a lot of the things were exactly that. And I don't like medication. Like I had my shoulder surgery and I still got, 90% of my bottle of Percocet in there just because I don't like how it makes me feel. I don't like, the side effects, and I'd rather just kind of, work through it on my own and with, a healthier approach to it, I guess. So I just got my first box not too long ago, includes the watch, the new Calm headset, the books, the supplements. I'm feeling excited, just because already I feel that hope of, I've got somewhere to go. I've got a resource. I've got someone to talk to, or someone to run things by, or other people in the group, to bounce things off of if I need to. So what I'm hoping is as I progress through the program and these tools are layered on, and I become more adept and proficient at recognizing how I'm feeling, why I'm feeling that way, what I can do to fix it, everything will just kind of become easier as I go. Fantasizing, picturing a different life than what I've had up until this point. That's the whole reason for it, for me, is to make my life better, which when you start doing that, everything else, I think, we'll see how it goes. To me, everything else will just start to come into place. I got into yoga, I want to say it was 2005. Now, I didn't start really getting into yoga until 2017, something like that, and started practicing really hard. But once I started doing it, I was hooked, just because of the feeling, because of how it would change my entire mood and persona and day and thought process. My original goal with becoming certified was to go back overseas and for the people I work with, offer, hey, you want to try this? Because of the benefits that I had gotten from it. And having not gone back and maybe not going back, I'm kind of trying to find my path with it. I would like to help veterans or active duty or somebody, people that are experiencing things, to help give them tools and a way to cope before they would possibly get to a point like I was at. For me, being in the military, things are being destroyed, things are ending, things are, the violence of it. And is it for a purpose? Sure, absolutely. And I believe in that purpose. But there became a point where there was nothing tangible that I could look at and be like, I created that. I made this specific change that was good. But the yoga to me now, I can help. I can create a place, a space even, where people can get help, where people can recover or continue their journey. So this is actually the building I've been looking at for a while. The cool thing is the building's divided completely in half, front to back. And the back's just like open warehouse space. But then as I got to thinking about it, and like over the past few months, it would be a perfect yoga studio back there. That's kind of the thought at the moment. Dreaming about it. I've talked to the people that are selling it. Got some numbers and stuff. So now it's just a matter of trying to work it out. Hopefully I can make it happen. I can picture what it looks like. I bring my wife over here to look at it and she's like, I don't see it, but I do. So I guess that's all that's important, is that I can see it. Yeah, got big plans. Mission 22 to me means hope and guidance. The thing that really drew me to and appealed to me about the program was the tools. It's not one thing, it's multiple things. How it's executed, all the resources, seeing other people and talking with other people on like the chat groups and just watching what they're saying and how it's helping people and feeling connected. That's one thing I never felt connected before. And it's helped me understand there's a lot of people that feel this way. Even in this short time that I've been part of the program, it's crazy what a huge effect it's already had on us.
I'm very proud of him for being able to identify that he needed help To have somebody there that you can talk to and trust and not feel judged by, I think that's the biggest thing. It's like tremendous. I feel life-changing for him.
Whatever he's doing is helping him do all the things that he's ever wanted to do. It's kind of what's fueling him, I think, right now.
Is there anything that can stop him, you think?
Fuck no, man. No, nothing. Seriously, I mean it. He's so driven. He's got this extra, I don't know what the fuck, is not gonna stop. It can't.
I never got that there's hope. There's something else beyond this life that I've had, but with the program, and I guess maybe you're realizing how close I came to ending it all myself. Just to have the ability to be able to see a different life at this point is awesome. It's hard to imagine or hard to even conceive what it'll be a year from now. One thing I never really did before was talk to people. It just never felt right. And then one day I just woke up and I was just like, all right, I need to teach class. Everything that everybody was telling me kind of came to fruition in that 60 minutes. It was awesome. I don't know why I waited so long. As I've gone through the year with Mission 22, it feels like a snowball. Like somebody put a snowball at the top of the mountain, and that was my thoughts and my dreams or whatever. And as that thing starts rolling down, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and faster and faster and faster. The more I open my mind to the possibilities of doing other things, or knowing that I can do other things and I'll be good at other things, and what I've done in the past doesn't have to define me for what I'll be in the future is crazy. The building that we looked at last time, I was using it as the building block to the dream. Went to another business, and where that was disappointing, it wasn't the end of the world. The old me would have probably pulled pin on a grenade, tossed it in the room, and just blew the whole dream up at that point because, oh my God, what I had planned just didn't work, right? No. Now it's just like, okay, change it. So I found another building. Maybe it's more of a seed, if you will. Is it the whole plant? Is it the whole tree at the end? No, but it's got to start growing somewhere, and it's legitimately mine. That's actually the thing I'm most excited about: seeing possibilities and not being afraid of them. The R&R program's given me tools. Having those tools calms a lot of the fears. Everything's lighter and brighter. I'm happier now than I have been in probably 5, maybe even 10 years. Happier, more positive. It's just not as tense around here. You know, Jen and the girls don't have to walk on eggshells. That more positive outlook, that absolutely flows over into a relationship with them.
It's really like give me my husband back, basically. He literally became a completely different person, and now it's like I see him back, so it's been great to see him come back. It's been a great ride. And it was all because of Mission 22.
Thinking back to the story I told of when I contacted Sarah. Thinking back to where I was then, to where I am now, is crazy. With Mission 22, they have a big part of me getting here, and my life being really different now. You know, it's one of those thank yous not enough kind of things. You know, they're able to do what they do, and their path is worthy, and I hope they know that. I hope they see that. Because, I mean, you always say that one thing, if I can help one person, well, I'm one person that got help, for sure.